Today, I'm going to pass along to you 4 things that I wish I knew when I was young. Whether you're young or old, I think you can take these tips, um, use them in a way that can help you get success, can help you lose weight, can help you be more motivated. You can mix and you can mingle them any way you want to, but they're items that I've learned through the years. Some of them I learned too late in life, but they're very valuable. First item on the list, we're going to talk about time. And since we're going to discuss time, please hang around to the last tip, number 4, that I'd like to share with you, because I think it'll be a valuable tip that you can use. Each and every one of you that watch this video will be something you can use in your future. But getting back to time, time is your most valuable asset. No matter how much money you make, no matter what you're worth, no matter who you know, you can never get time. You can never buy it. You can never add to it. You can only take away from it. With that being said, we need to make sure we don't waste time. Just take a few seconds to ponder and think about how many afternoons you've come home from work, you've been tired, get you a quick bite to eat, you sit on the couch, you waste 2, 3, 4 hours watching TV, you never get that back. If your goal in life is to be healthy, if your goal in life is to be fit, you could have took that 2, 3 hours, 4 hours instead of watching TV, which is usually counterproductive. And you could have went to the gym. You could have done some exercises at home. You could have practiced dance. Could have got up and ran around the block, walked around the block, spent time with the kids. It's a very, very valuable asset. Most of the time we come up with, we use the word excuses. They're usually facts, but they're covered a little bit and they become excuses to us. We find a bunch of reasons why we don't want to get up. As you well know, if you've looked at any of my channel, I like to go boating, I like to fish, I like to go hunting, I like to spend time with my family. However, I come up with excuses. I've had a long week at work sometimes and I just want to sit at home and rest. And at that time, it makes a lot of sense. But been in the manufacturing business for a lot of years now. And in this business, we spend a lot of time away from home. We have a work family almost as much as we have a family at home. So when you come in, you just want to drop things, relax, put the TV on, get something to eat. However, you're losing your time. So listen to what I'm saying very carefully, whether you're going to school, whether you're trying to be successful, start using your time wisely. If you use your time wisely, you'll be rich before you get started if that's your goal. Use your time wisely, you can be fit and be in shape. And trust me when I tell you, the older we get, the harder it gets to stay in shape. I know from experience, I can talk on that. And as we talk about time, we'll move into the next step. A lot of time that we waste is because we're scared there might be a failure. Please don't be scared to fail. We need to learn from our failures. If you look at almost every businessman that is out there, they failed. I don't know what the current number is, but most of the time, people have at least 3 businesses before they find one that's successful. So you're going to fail. If you take the time when you fail and you analyze it, usually it points you in a direction for success. And each and every one of you can take that in different ways. If you're going to the gym and you want to lift heavy weights and you try to lift a weight and you're unsuccessful, you failed. But that'll let you focus in on what you should be doing different if your goal in life is to lift that weight. If there's a job you're wanting and you don't go apply for it because you're scared to fail, you failed before you started. So again, don't be scared of failure. I can tell you in my current life, on a day in, day out basis, we make decisions and some of them become failures. But if we didn't make the decision, we wouldn't have the success at the end, because we do a lot of troubleshooting. When you do troubleshooting, you take the best educated guess that you can and you try to move forward with it. But if it fails, you want to see which way it moved, and then you want to make your decision off of it. It may help lead you into the direction to where you succeed. So don't be scared to fail. Now that we've got the failure behind us, we need to set some goals. And unfortunately, through my lifetime, I've set goals and I've accomplished goals, but I usually didn't set them hard enough. And I know that sounds crazy. When we look out there and if there's a certain car we want or a certain house that we want, if we really focus on it and that's our real goal, then we can achieve it. It may take some planning, it may take some time, it's going to take some failures. Remember our first two topics, time, failures. Got to put those two together, but we can have some successes, which usually means we get to our goal. But as we've been talking, each time I've told you, we need to ponder, we need to think, we need to analyze each and everything that we do. So if we've got a goal, what I'm asking you now is pause the video, grab you a pencil, grab your phone, type you a note, because there's something to, once you write a goal down, you're already about 50% chance, or your chances are elevated about 50% that you can succeed. If you don't write it down, it never becomes real. And I can tell you with my goals, I've got to make them real. If there's a car that I want, then I need to start looking at the pictures of the car. I need to make it feel closer that I can achieve that goal. Years ago, I was in sales, and they told me a story of a guy that was wanting to buy him a Rolls Royce. He was just getting in sales, and he goes by a Rolls Royce dealership and tells the salesman, if you'll let me sit in this car every Saturday for 2 hours, let me cut the radio on, let my kid sit in the car, let him sit in the back seat, let me sit in the front seat, let me sit in the passenger seat. But I need to get close to this car because it needs to be my motivation, and I'll buy this car. And I know that may sound far-fetched based on where you're at in your goals and your career, and even in mine, because I don't have a Rolls Royce. But as the story goes, this guy went into the dealership week after week, month after month. But a year later, he was able to buy that Rolls Royce. He had implanted that goal so he would succeed. And every time he was down and out, he would have the memories of sitting in that car and what he felt like his emotions were going to be when he owned that car. That it got him up out of bed those days, that he just didn't feel like going to work and he needed to push a little bit harder. So set your goal. Set you a soft goal and set you a hard goal. And what I mean by that is set you something that you can achieve, that you know you can achieve, but then set you one that's bigger. If you're wanting a house that's 2,000 square feet, but you would really like to have one that's 4,000 square feet, set you a soft goal that I want to buy me a 2,000 square foot house within X amount of time. And don't just say it and walk away and forget it. Again, take your paper, take your phone, take your computer, whatever you have access to, and start plotting it down a little bit. Start looking for the house. Start looking for the reasons you think you shouldn't get it, that you couldn't get it, and start knocking those reasons down. Make you a punch list. And what I mean by a punch list is make the list of things that you know you can do. List you some things that are going to be hard to achieve, whether it's My credit's not good. I've got to get my credit better to get the house, and then start researching it. If it's the down payment, you got to come up with 20% down payment, and the house is just, you don't even have 5% in the bank. And start looking over your finances. Maybe it's not the nice car that you have outside. If your goal is a house, maybe you need to downsize your car and make some changes. Maybe you need to do some side hustles. The internet, there's a lot of side hustles you can do by using the internet now. So you could do some extra work without going into your current job. Maybe your current job, you need to work some overtime. Set the goals, focus on the goals, and then you'll start seeing things add up. You'll start seeing you're using your time wisely. But if you've got to use your time wisely, you can't be scared to fail, and you've got to have a goal that you're reaching. You can see each one of these items are lining up, and I'm trying to help you to succeed. If you have questions, you can always put down in the comments, ask me for some advice, give you what I know. The last one that I'm going to add for our tip for today is helping others. I know you're probably going to blow that off. Well, how is helping others going to help me? You know, I have a lot of people that say or ask me the question of, how do I move up at work? I don't know how I can be different from someone else to move up. Well, when you help others, it's at work, for example, if you're trying to move up and your goal is to start making your time more valuable, your goal is to overcome the failures, your goal is to set some goals. Well, now, okay, we're at work and I don't know what to do. Help someone around you. There are people that are going to be more senior than you are at work. But if you start helping people around you, people will notice that you're going above and beyond. And that's going to carry a long ways, because your supervisors, your managers, they're looking for people who can figure things out on their own so they could possibly move them up into positions. When you help your neighbor out at work, a lot of times that's going to portray that the supervisor seeing it, well, that person's staying busy a lot. And not only are they doing their job, they're helping someone else with another job. And it could be that your managers come over and offer you overtime, or they could offer you chances for training. But you never know when you help someone else out, sorry about that, how it's going to come back to help you. It could be the person that you're helping at the grocery store knows a lot about the goal that you're going to try to achieve. But if you wouldn't have helped them out, you wouldn't know. You would be amazed through my lifetime of how many people that I have run into to help, or it's nothing but just talking to on the street or at the store, walking back and forth to the gym. Everybody has their own facet of life and their own knowledge. And a lot of times they pass that to you freely if you befriend them. If you're being friendly and you're being nice, and it could be helping somebody up, it could be helping the elderly lady, or it could be helping an old man like myself cross the street. You just never know when it comes back to help you. I was once told years ago, like I said, when you're in sales, they show you a lot of motivational speeches and they put a lot of things in front of you. But the one thing that they really taught us when we're in sales is always listen to the people around you. Try to understand what the people around you are going through, and that could help you with your sales. But what I found out during the days I was in sales is the biggest tool that I had in my toolbox was people. If I did a good job for someone, then they told someone else, then it come back and rewarded me. So just remember, helping others in the long run will always help you. And if it doesn't, it didn't hurt you. I don't think you'll ever find a case where helping someone is going to hurt you. So run back down through everything real quick. Time is a very valuable asset. Failure, it's going to happen. Don't be scared. Go after it, tackle it, beat it, and set you some goals. When you set your goals, try to achieve them. Please, if anybody on here sets a goal and you achieve it, let me know. I would love to hear it. If I can help you talk through some of that, I'm here. Send me a comment and I'll respond. And don't forget, help others.